Listen closely because what I'm about to share with you could change everything about how women see you. I need you to open your mind for just a few minutes, Beckos, if you truly hear me out. Your life with women will never be the same again. Here's the cold reality. There are things men casually share with women, thinking it makes them closer, thinking it builds trust. But in reality, these careless confessions kill it. Women will never tell you this to your face, but once you let certain secrets slip, she never see you the same. That spark, that respect, that admiration gone. And that's why I'm here today, not to sugarcoat, not to play nice, but to give you the unfiltered truth most women will never I'm going to show you the things you must keep to yourself if ya want to be respected, admired, and as because every man who ignores us ends up asking the same pain. Why did she lose interest? Why is she pulling away? Why does she no longer look at me like the man she on see? I don't want that for you, and you don't deserve that. So, lean in, take notes if you must, and before we dive deeper, hit that subscribe button to Dark Psychology, because what you're about to learn isn't just dating advice. This is survival. It's about protecting your masculine edge in a world that constantly tries to dull it. Secret 1. Insecurities. The first secret you must never tell a woman is your deepest. I know. The modern world tells men to open up, to be vulnerable, to share everything. But others, the raw truth. Women don't respect men who spill their weakness too freely. You might think it builds. In reality, it chips away at attraction like rust, eating through stuff. Think about Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic emperors of Rome. Do you know what made him stand out? He carried the weight of an empire on his shoulders while privately writing his doubts and fears in his meditations. But there's the key. He never broadcasted them to the world. Those words were for himself, to sharpen his mind, not confessions to weaken his authority. He understood something most men today. A man must master himself insolence before he speaks with power to others. Now picture this. You tell a woman, I'm scared of losing everything, or, I don't feel like I'm good enough. Sure, she might comfort you in the moment, but later, when life throws challenges at both of you, she'll remember those words. And in that man, she won't see the strong man she can lean on. She see the cracks you showed her. Do you really want her questioning your strength when you need her to trust it most? Think of Leonidas, the Spartan king, who stood with just 300 men against the Persian army. If he had told his warriors, I'm terrified, I didn't think we can win, would they have followed him into battle? Of course not. Strength isn't about never feeling fear, it's about carrying it silently with discipline and showing only the courage the world needs to see. This doesn't mean you bottle everything up until No, you find a journal. You find a trusted brother, a mentor, maybe a Vina therapist if you need one. But you never unload your raw fears on the woman you want to admire you. She doesn't want to carry the weight of your doubts. She wants to feel safe in your presence. She wants to know that no matter what storm comes, you are the rock. Seneca once said, man is affected not by events, but by the view he takes of them. How you frame your struggles is everything. If you frame them as challenges, you're overcoming. You inspire her. If you frame them as insecurities that define you, you lose her respect. So the next time you're tempted to confess, just to feel lighter, stop and ask yourself, do I want relief for a moment, or do I want respect for a lifetime? Because one careless confession can change how she sees you forever. Now, if you thought insecurities were dangerous to reveal, wait until you hear about the next one, because this one is a trap almost every man falls into, and it's cost them relationships they could have had for life. Secret 2. Never tell her how many women you've been with. The second secret you must never tell a woman is the full truth about your past with other women. Let me be crystal clear. Women are curious by. At some point, she will lean in with that sly little smile and ask, so, how many girls have you been with? Tell me about your past relationships. And here's the trap. The moment you answer honestly, whether the number is high or low, you've already lost. If you say it's a high number, she'll judge you. Even if she laughs it off in the moment, a seed is planted. She imagined you as a man who can't settle down. A player who may never be loyal. If you say it's a low number, she might smile politely. But deep down she questions your experience, your desirability, maybe even your ability to attract women in the first place. Either way, your truth gets twisted against you. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "Contra what you can, accept what you cannot." You can't control how she reacts to your past, but you can control what you're. Think about powerful men in history. Do you think Julius Caesar, known for his countless affairs, sat down with Cleopatra and bragged about every woman he had been with? Of course not. A wise man lets his presence, not this past, define him. When a woman pushes for your number, She's not really looking for facts. She's testing your frame. She wants to see if you'll fold into her curiosity or stand firm with. So, what do? You're a direct with charm, with mystery, with say something like enough talk know what I want and wise enough to know what I won't settle for. That answer, it gives her nothing to essence you while keeping her intrigued. You're showing restraint, discipline, Amen who doesn't break under pressure. Let me ask you this, does telling her the truth about your past change how you treat her today? Does it build respect? In fact, it usually poisons her image, oh few. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself fairly to act according to virtue, not for the approval of others. Your past women are irrelevant. What matters most is how you lead yourself now. Don't try to earn her trust with earn her trust by showing consistency, strength, and integrity in the present moment. Because here's the attraction thrives on mystery, not full disclosure. So the next time she leans in with that tricky smile and whispers, "How many girls have you been?" Remember, her respect doesn't depend on your answer. It depends on your discipline to withhold it. Silence, mystery, composure. That's what keeps her drawn to you. And if you thought revealing your past lovers was dangerous, wait until you hear about the next one. Because this secret has destroyed more men than anything else. In fact, some men gave away this one truth, and it cost them everything. Secret 3. Money. The third secret you must never tell a woman is the full truth about your money. Listen carefully because this one destroys more men than any other. Women are naturally wired totist for provision, security. That's not evil. But the moment you reveal exactly how much you earn, you hand over control of how she values you. If you tell her you make a little, she may begin to quietly see you as limited. Asa, man without ambition, even if you're in the middle of building some. If you tell her you make a lot, her expectations skyrocket. She may unconsciously start measuring you, not by your vision, not by the size of your wallet. Either way, you've just put yourself in a box. And here's the problem with boxers. Once you're in one, it's hard to climb out. Seneca once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having fewants." True strength doesn't come from number in your bank account. It comes from the discipline to manage what you have, the mindset to grow, and the direction you set for your life. Think about the great builders of our world. Do you think John D. Rockefeller sat across the dinner table telling women his exact net worth? Do you think Elon Musk hands out spreadsheets of his income on first dates? Of course not. They let their vision, their presence, and their direction speak louder than number. And here's the deeper truth. A woman doesn't really want to know the exact figure you earn. What she wants to feel is whether you're a man with ambition, control, and drive. Let me hit you with this image. If a king told the entire kingdom exactly how much gold he had in his treasury, how long do you think it would take before people started plotting to take it from him? The same principle applies to you. When you reveal too much about your wealth or your lack of it, you expose yourself. Women will respect you more when you show discipline with money, not digits. They want to feel your stability and confidence, not read your financial statements. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself never to flaunt possessions base. The external is never what makes a man great. It's his inner command. So what do you do when she asks how much dough you'd make? You don't turn it into act, you turn it into a frame. Say something like enough to take care of what matters and focused on build. That answer, it shows vision. ICAO's control. It shows direction with it giving her ammunition to you sensed you. Remember this, money is a tool, not your identity. Protect it like protect your crown. And if you thought money was Dangarusto reveal, wait until you hear the next tone. Because this secret isn't about it's about something far deep, something that lives in every man's heart. And the moment you give it away, you kill her trust forever. Secret for fear. The fourth secret you must never tell a woman is your deepest fears. Every man has them. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of losing status, fear of being alone. It's human, it's normal, but once you hand those fears over inwards, something changes forever. She may hug you in that moment. She may say, "I understand." But deep down the image of you in her mind has shifted. Instead of the rock she can lean on, she sees, instead of the protector, sees a man who needs protecting, and slowly attraction begins to die in the shadows of your fear. Think about Marcus Aurelius. The emperor ruled Rome through plagues and wars. Do you think he never felt fear? Of course he did, but he never paraded it before his people. Instead, he wrote it privately in his meditations. If you are distressed by anything external, Teppan is not due to the thing itself, Budo, your estimate of it. He converts fear into discipline. He mastered it insolence. And that's what made him untouchable in the eyes of his people. Now imagine this. You tell a woman, I'm scared of losing my job. Or, I'm afraid, I can't provide for us. She may reassure you in the moment, but those words will echo in her mind long after. And when real challenges strike, she'll remember your fear, not your courage. That's why Spartan warriors, it wasn't because they never felt fear. It was because they never spoke their fear. They understood submitting men today. Forget, fear only gains power when it's voiced. So, let me ask you, when fear grips your chest at night, will you dump it on her, hoping she'll carry it for you? Or will you carry it like a man, letting her see and lead your courage? Seneca once said, we're more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. If you confess your fears to her, you're planting your imagination in her mind, and instead of leaning on you, she begins to fear with you. That is fastest way to lose her trust. The strongest men face their fears, write them down, train through them, but never hand them to the woman they want to admire them. She doesn't need your fear, she needs your courage. So the next time fear tightens its grip, remember this dot in her eyes. Your silence and fear makes you stronger than any words ever could. But fear isn't the only thing men mistakenly confess. There's another one far more dangerous, and once you reveal it, it doesn't just kill attraction, it brands you as a man she can never fully respect again. Secret 5. Betrayals. The fifth secret you must never tell a woman is how badly other women betray. Now listen carefully, because this is where so many men make the fatal mistake of thinking honesty equals intimacy. They believe saying things like, my ex cheated on me, women have used me before, will make her sympathize, connect, and be loyal. But the truth, it does the opposite. The moment those words leave your mouth, she doesn't see a man worthy of loyalty. She sees a man who's been discarded, and in the back of her mind, a poisonous thought grows. If other women didn't value him, why should? Instead of pity turning into loyalty, it often turns into doubt. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. But when you keep retelling betrayal stories, you do the exact opposite. You relive it, you carry the wound forward, you make it part of your identity. And here's the harsh truth. A man with power never drags his ghosts into his present. Think about Alexander the Great. He was prayed by friends, generals, and event people closest to him. Did he stand before his men crying about Did he repeat his heartbreak to inspire sympathy? No, he conquered. He acted as if no one could stop him. That's why his name is remembered thousands of years. Now, let me ask you something. When you tell a woman about how badly others betrayed you, what image does she see? A warrior who overcame, or a victim who still bleeds? Women don't want to feel they're competing with ghosts from your past. They don't want to fight for a heart still chained to betrayal. They want to feel you've conquered those battles and buried them. Seneca once said, we are always complaining that our days are few and acting as though there would be no end of them. The same mip leads to heartbreak. Every time you tell your betrayals, you waste that present by living in the past. Strong men do not whine about betrayal. They learn, they adapt, and they move. So the next time you feel tempted to say, my ex broke me, stop. She doesn't need your pain. She needs your presence. A man respected by women isn't the man who cries about betrayal. It's the man who rises above betrayal without needing to say a word. But there's still another trap, one even more subtle than betrayal. Because this time, it's not about your past or your pain. It's about revealing where you are really weakest right now. And once she sees that weakness, she will never see you the same. Secret 6. Weakness. The sixth secret you must never tell a woman is where you feel the weakest, as a man. This could be anything. Your struggles with discipline, your addictions, your lack of control in certain areas. The moment you confess, I can't control myself when it comes to this, or I always fail at that, you etch an image of helplessness in her mind. And here's the harsh truth. Women are redrawn to men who conquer themselves. Epictetus once said, no man is free who is not master of himself. Think about that for a second. Freedom doesn't come from money, from power, from status. It comes from self-mastery. If you reveal to her the very thing thousands you, she may hug you, she may smile kindly, but in her heart, she's already losing respect. Look at histories, letters, and visionaries. Did they parade their weaknesses before the world? No. They fought those battles in silence until they turned them into strengths. Take Winston Churchill for example. The man who stood before Britain during its darkest hour. He faced crippling depressions, what he called his black dog. But did he confess it to Did he show weakness to the people who depended on him? No. He projected unshakable strength, letting his nation through war with resolve. Now ask yourself this: if you show a woman where you are weakest, will she admire you more? Or will she quietly begin to wonder how long before that weakness destroys you? Attraction is not about, it's about direction. A man doesn't need to be flawless, but he must show he is moving forward, conquering his feet day by day. If you admit weakness without showing mastery, she will doubt your ability to lead, to protect, to inspire. Marcus Aurelius mined himself daily. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. That's the truth here. Don't tell her where you stumble. Show her where you stand. She doesn't need to see chains you're still trying to break. She needs to see a man who keeps walking forward despite them. Keep your weaknesses private until they are no longer wounds, but scars of battles you have already won. Because scars inspire respect. Fresh wounds only invite doubt. But even weakness isn't the most dangerous thing you can confess. There's a final secret, one that lurks in every man's mind. And if you ever reveal it to a woman, it can destroy her faith in you instantly. Secret 7. Doubt. The seventh and final secret you must never tell a woman is when you doubt yourself as a man. Now listen, doubt is, every man has it. We all wonder, am I good enough? Am I making the right moves? Do I really have what it takes? But the moment you speak that doubt aloud to her, you carve a crack in her vision of you. She may not show it right away, but over time, her faith in you begins to weaken. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." He knew that doubt wasn't something to confess. It was a mything to use as fuel. Great men turn doubt into fire. They don't turn it into Imagine a general standing bare, his soldiers on the EVF. If he looked them in the eye and said, "I'm not sure we can win," do you think they'd fight with conviction? Of course not. They'd hesitate. And hesitation kills. The same principle applies in your relationships. When you tell a woman you doubt yourself, you make her hesitate to believe in you. And here's the truth. Women want to believe in their man more than they want his. They want to feel his certainty even if behind the scenes he's still figuring it out. Seneca said, "Itis, not because things are difficult, that do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." Doubt grows when it's spoken, but it shrinks when it's confronted. So ask yourself she looks into your eyes, do you want her to see a man who is unsure of, or a man who moves forward despite uncertainty? A man who admits doubt to himself in private grouse, but a man who spills it to a woman, he loses her trust. The choice is yours. Never hand her your uncertainty, hand her your resolve. Now you see through. There are certain secrets no man's hold ever tell a woman because on do, she will never see you the same. And this is not about lying. It's about protecting your frame, protecting your mystery, protecting your strength. Women don't respect men who confess every insecurity, every weakness, every fear. They respect men who face those battles in silence. Men who master themselves, like Marcus Aurelius. Men who stand firm like Leonidas. Men who carry their doubts like a shield instead of spilling them for comfort. Attraction is fragile. It's not built on less words. It's built on presence. In the moment you give away the wrong words, you shift the balance forever. So ask yourself, right now, do you want to be seen as her rock, her warrior, or do you want to be seen as her patient, her project, her weakness? That choice is yours. Remember this, silence has power. Mystery is magnetic. Self-mastery is irresistible. That's the lesson I want you to carry with you. And if this hit you hard, don't just click away. Subscribe to Dark Psychology because I'll be back with more truths women will never say out loud. Until then, hold your secrets close and hold your power even closer. Music.